Did you ever thought about what the true cause of social anxiety is? Maybe you struggled with it for quite some time and heard and tried various tips and tricks from others, but you were never able to actually get completely free of it. Well, today I reveal to you the real cause that nobody's telling you and what you can actually do to go beyond it once and for all, forever. Since you were a young child, you were given a drug, an insidious drug, called approval. That's what your parents, consciously or unconsciously, used to condition you. You got conditioned based on the approval of your parents, and then this evolved into wanting to be approved by society. And this is a really strong conditioning because one, it started when you were a child, so it is really deep into your psyche. Your mind evolved with that as a basis. And second of all, not being approved by a parent as a child usually means that you're not accepted and so nurtured by him. You're not loved by him. And without love, children develop tons of problems in adulthood. Because for a child, love and belonging to the parents is actually a fundamental need. So the praise and blame by your parents led you to see certain behaviors as good and certain behaviors as bad. Because every time you did a so-called good behavior, you got praised, and in the other case, you got blame. So see, this duality of praise and blame is what your parents used to condition you and what also society still uses to control you. Another reason for which this holds such power over us is that it is a fundamental survival mechanism of the human species. Not belonging to the tribe could mean death. Because if you were not accepted and casted out from the tribe, it was really probable that you were not able to survive on your own, since humans survived in tribes and in social contexts. Thing is that it's not the case anymore. Nowadays you can survive on your own, even without any social interaction, even if, of course, social interaction is needed for an healthy living. But there is a big difference from enjoying good, healthy social connection, which is true, and being dependent and addicted to others. And what we are actually addicted to is their praise, their compliments, their acceptance of us, and all the things that they can give to us, to our ego, to our false self-image that we built. So let's now understand why this is the cause of all social anxiety. Well, see, the basis of all social anxiety is the fear of not being accepted as we are. And for that reason, we build a false persona, a false image about ourselves, which is what can be praised or blamed, and use that to interact with others and be praised and accepted. But we don't realize that this is causing our social anxiety, because we are in this constant need to be accepted, to be praised, and for that we have tons of little actions and fake pretense that we use to get that praise. So we are addicted to that. So the strenuous effort of wanting to be accepted and praised is actually what is causing the social anxiety, because you're constantly trying to provoke a praise response from the other by carefully acting in certain ways rather than just being truly, completely yourself without expecting any response from the other, without wanting to control him. To really drive the point home, I want to share with you this quote from the book Psycho-Cybernetic. The reason some people are self-conscious and awkward in social situations is simply that they are too consciously concerned, too anxious about doing the right thing. They are painfully conscious of every move they make. Every action is thought of. Every word spoken is calculated for its effect. If these people could let go, stop trying, not care, and give no thought to the matter of their behavior, they could act creatively, spontaneously, and be themselves. So see, in such a situation, you are always trying to keep up this self-image you have built and identified with. You're not actually being spontaneously and naturally what you are, without any image about yourself. So now let's see a little bit more how this is negatively affecting you on a daily basis and making you a slave to society. See, the ego has now this illusion and belief that it needs to be praised, to feel good about itself and be confident. But it doesn't realize that by accepting praise, it is creating the opposite of blame. It doesn't realize that you can't have one without the other. You can't have praise without having the pain of blame. And by these two dualities, you are easily controlled by society and others. Being a slave to both sides of the same coin, you are easily manipulatable. If someone comes along and praise you, you feel happy, you feel good about yourself and you like that person. In the opposite case, someone comes along and doesn't like you at all, blame you, and you are responding negatively to that and feeling really bad about yourself. Just like that, a person can fully control your emotional state and you're just a puppet on its string. Freedom from social anxiety can come only when you're free of both. Another consequence of this drug is that it blocks love. Because when you're not free, how can you love? When you're a slave to the other, how can you love him? You're not even seeing him as it is, you are seeing on him what you want from him. You want his approval. And for this very reason, you are tense. And I'm sure that you notice this tension, because this tension is what we can call social anxiety. This feeling of uneasiness, of not being confident in the situation when you're interacting with others. That's all tied to what I'm saying. If you explore this deeply, you will also see that this is connected to the sense of loneliness and the sense of being isolated. That's because the very sense of isolation is due to you being identified with a self-image. A self-image will always feel separated from others. It will always feel in its own bubble, separated from others and the world. So now that you're starting to see what the true cause of social anxiety is, I want to go over what you can actually practically do to start to be free of this. And keep in mind that this will not be an easy nor fast process, but it's surely worth it, because it will not free yourself only from social anxiety, but as we said, from loneliness, isolation, and being controlled by others. And last but not least, find your way back to love. So fundamentally, to be free completely and forever of social anxiety, you will have to go beyond the duality of praise and blame. And to do that, you will have to surrender both. See, the mind is tricky. It wants praise, but not blame. Well, that's not how it works. You can't have one without the other. So if you want to give up the possibility of being blamed, you will also have to give up the possibility of being praised. And this becomes much easier when you see that what can be praised or blamed is, as we said, an image that you have about yourself, not what you actually are. So let's go over the practical steps. First, start noticing that what can be praised or blamed is actually not you. It's a self-image that you built about yourself and then identified with, as we said. And to do that, you can practice self-inquiry, which is a really powerful tool that you can use to go back to your real self and disidentify with everything that you're not, with all these self-images. So I'll probably do another video specifically on self-inquiry, and if you're interested, let me know in the comments. But essentially, it consists on asking yourself, who am I? And that can be applied directly to the person which is getting praised or blamed. So each time you feel praised or blamed, ask yourself, who is feeling that? And really look into it. Look and try to find the one which is getting praise or blame. Also, another thing that you can do is just notice those self-image as they arise and just watch them and say to yourself, I'm not this. This is a powerful method. I'm not this, I'm not that you can do with any object that appears in your awareness. And this will make you lose the identification with the object in question. The more you do it, the faster. Second crucial point is seeing what this is actually doing to you. So the ego has the belief that it's good for you to be praised, but it doesn't see the other side of the coin, as we just went over. So really understanding what is going on here, seeing it as it actually is, will bring freedom from it, because you'll see that it's actually not for you, it's actually not good for you, it's against you. And the third and final step is consciously surrender the fake pleasure of being praised. In a real practical way, each time you catch yourself trying to do a fake act just to provoke a response of praise from another. Notice that intention, and if you can, drop it. So surrender that fake pleasure so that blame can fall away. This will be very tricky and hard to do because your self-identity, which is getting praise, wants to keep itself going. It wants to survive because you are identified with it. So that's why I spoke in the previous points of getting disidentified with it, because then the process of dropping it will be much easier. So now you got it. If it's not completely clear to you, I urge you to rewatch this video or watch the resources that I will put in the description, because it will greatly help you to make you more conscious of how this works and how it is affecting you. If you want to improve your body, mind, and raise your consciousness, click now below in the link in the description for a free holistic coaching call. If the video has been helpful for you, share it right now with a friend. And if you're interested in transcending the self, see this video right here. Bye. All the life principles you will ever need in one place. This is why I created this holistic mind map. It is an ever-growing reservoir of concise, high-quality knowledge and resources that you can consult whenever you need to remember some practical principles or just want to explore and discover deep wisdom and truths that you will not be able to find in the mainstream. So whether you're looking for solid business principles, success with women, or spiritual secrets, I'm sure that here we'll find some cool pearls and guidance. It is available for free right now, link in the description.